Good day, everyone. I hope I find you well and I found you in good health. Welcome to PHP Complete Practical course. I'm gonna be taking you through this course, and by the end of this course, everyone should be able to develop websites, both dynamic websites and static websites, using PHP. The dynamic websites are the ones that have the back end and the front end, and whereas the static websites are those simple websites that only have the front end. And by the end of this course, everyone should be able to develop web applications, and everyone should be able to develop CMS, content management systems. So by the end of this course, everyone should be able to develop websites, web applications, CMS, and also be in a position to upload or to host those applications, the websites, web applications, CMS online, so that those applications will be online. So it will be a milestone in your software development, profession, because software development profession, it begins at a stage where you gonna have something online. That's where you start to develop. That's where you start to be live in the software industry. So back to the course. So our complete PHP practical course, it have got many topics, and on every topic there is going to be a practical question or a hands-on question, whereby you are going to solve a problem. I'm gonna give you a problem where you are going to solve it and be able to create a web page, so that by the end of the course you'll be able to develop a full application. And let us take note that PHP is a very simple language, though it is a powerful programming language, and it is not only used to develop dynamic web applications, it is also used to develop mobile applications. It is also used to develop desktop applications. So by the end of this course, you should be able to develop all those applications, dynamic websites and web applications, mobile applications, desktop applications. So I hope you are going to enjoy this course. You're going to enjoy this course. And the good part about the PHP, it have got a large community. There are a lot of people who know who uses PHP, since I have said it is simple programming language and it is also simple to learn. So there are many PHP developers, which builds a very large community for PHP. So on the chapter 1, it is going to be an introduction, looking at the overview of the PHP language, history and applications. Some of the applications I have already talked about them. Also setting up the development environment. So you should be able, by the end of this chapter, you should be able to set up the development environment and run your first code, your first web page. So also on this chapter, I'm going to explain the basic syntax and the structure of PHP scripts. So after explaining the basic syntax and the structure of the PHP scripts, what it takes to be a web page, then you should be able to do a hands-on exercise. And in this case, it is going to be a very simple hands-on exercise. So let's quickly delve into what PHP is. PHP is a server-side scripting language used for web development. Well, they say for web development, but it can also be used to develop mobile applications as well as desktop applications. You're gonna see this on the section of applications. So server-side scripting language, server-side scripting language. So what does that mean? It means that PHP, it is run in the server. That is what is meant by the server-side scripting language. So the next thing is PHP is an open source language. It is an open source language. So what does that mean? Open source means that it is free. It is free to use. It is free to distribute. It is free to modify, meaning that you can get an open source code on internet and then modify it, distribute it, and use it. That is the meaning of open source. So here it is a popular open source language that is widely used to build dynamic websites, web applications, mobile applications, as well as desktop applications. So looking at the key features, server-side scripting, I have explained about server-side scripting language. The next is open source. I have explained about the open source. Maybe I can also shed more light on the server-side scripting. So on the server-side scripting, PHP runs on a server, thus generating dynamic web contents. So PHP runs on the server. That's why it is referred as a server-side scripting language, because it runs inside the server. Then PHP is an open source, free to use, modify, and distribute, like I said. Then PHP is a cross-platform, meaning it can run on different operating system. It can be used on different operating system. It can run on a different operating system. One can use Linux to develop a web application using PHP, and one can also use Windows to develop a web application use PHP, and one can also use Unix operating system to develop a web application using PHP. So it is cross-platform, meaning it can run on a different operating system. Then it have got extensive libraries and frameworks. So PHP have got a vast ecosystem of libraries and frameworks that simplify the development. It have got many libraries and frameworks. That's where the concept of extensive libraries and frameworks comes into play. So there is also dynamic typing. What does this mean? It means that PHP can be dynamically typed. So these are the key features of PHP language under the overview. So next, maybe before moving on, let's look at the advantages and the disadvantages of PHP. Well, advantages of PHP, like I think from the explanations that from the explanation that I've gathered from the overview of the PHP, you can easily tell the advantages of the PHP. That is, number one, it is easy to learn. I've said it before. It is a fast development language. Then you've got a large community. There are a lot of people who uses PHP. That's building a large community, community for PHP users. Extensive libraries and frameworks. I have explained about this. So disadvantages: security concern. Whenever something is for free, then security is of much concern because it is for free. Then performance issues. On the performance issues, PHP is a bit slow in terms of the performance. It is a bit slow. Then Ligas code. There is a lot of Ligas code which makes it difficult to maintain and update due to the Ligas code, due to the use of Ligas code. Due to the use of the Ligas code, then it makes it challenging to maintain and update. These are the advantages and disadvantages of PHP. So on the Ligas code, remember PHP have been incepted in 1994. So when we say Ligas code, it means that it refers to something that is outdated or aging software code. Think of the code that have been created in 1994 and still being used to date. So it means that to update that and to maintain that, it is so challenging because it have been created some years ago, decades of years ago. So that is it about Ligas code. Then let's move on to the history. So PHP, the inception of PHP, it was incepted in 1994. Between 1994 and 1997, that's the early beginning of the PHP. So PHP, the first version was in 1995. That's when the first version of PHP was created. Then in June 1994. Then in 1994, they just created. In 1994, they just created a personal project which was named Personal Homepage Tools. In 1994, they just created a personal project. There was no vision. It was just a personal project, and they named it after Personal Homepage Tools. And this was created by Rasmus Riedhoff, and he just called it a Personal Homepage Tools because it was a personal project. So that is 1994. Then in June 1995, Riedhoff released the first version. Obviously, he had improved the personal project to the first PHP version. That was in 1994, in June 1995. Then, in 1997, PHP version 2.0 was released, and it was released with a new PHP Paiser, and with the support for databases. So with PHP version 2, you can create your databases. Then In 1998 to 2004, there was a vast growth and expansion. PHP Vision 3.0 was released in 1998. In this case, this time around, there was improved performance and support for session management. Then in 2000, PHP Vision 4 was released, and it was released with again significant improvements in security and object-oriented programming. He also added some concepts of object-oriented programming, or OP concepts, and also he also improved it in security features as well as performance. Then 2005, PHP 5.1 Vision was released. This one supports PDO, that is PHP data objects, and there is a lot of improved security features. Then in 2010, PHP Vision 5.3 was released, and this supports namespaces, closures, and also improved performance. Then PHP 2015 PHP 7.0 was released, and there was a significant improvement on performance as well as security and features like union types and attributes. So that is all about the history of the PHP. So PHP means hypertext preprocessor. That's the meaning of the PHP stands for hypertext preprocessor. So that is about the history of the PHP. So its applications I have explained. It is used in web development. It is used in content management systems. Content management systems such as WordPress. WordPress is a content management system. So such as Joomla, Drupal, those are content management systems. It is also used for e-commerce platforms. Those e-commerce electronic commerce platforms such as Amazon. Those platforms, they were developed using PHP. It is also used in mobile app development. In mobile app development, you use frameworks such as Laravel. For example, let's take an instance. People may want to understand how you can use PHP in the development of mobile app. Remember, PHP is a server-side scripting language. Like I said, it is used to develop the backend. So you can develop the backend of a mobile application using PHP, using Laravel, using its framework Laravel. Whereas the front end, you can use on the front end you can use Flutter. That is a framework for that. So PHP is used in mobile app development. That is to develop the back end of the mobile app using its framework called Laravel. So it can also be used in developing desktop applications. In developing desktop applications, you use a framework called PHP GTK. So like I said, PHP have got extensive libraries and frameworks, and I have explained that this means that PHP have got a lot of libraries as well as frameworks. That's why here I have just introduced Laravel. I have and now Laravel for mobile app development as well as web development. Then PHP GTK, that is for desktop applications. So let's quickly move on, looking at setting up the development environment. So for one to be able to code in PHP, what do you need? You need XAMPP and IDE. So on the IDE, I would advise people to use VS Code. So VS Code, this is the one here. Yeah, this is the VS Code. So you go on Google and you download the VS Code. Then after you download VS Code, you install it, and it's very easy to use. And after you install it, here you say to open to start writing a code. You come to this point here, you click the file, then you say new file, then you put the name of the file, then for example hello.php. so hello, maybe first program like this, first program.php. You have to put the extension, the PHP extension that I put there, then you put enter. Then after you put enter, you save it inside the, now you have to save it inside the you have to save it inside the this project directory, that is XAMPP htdocs. So you have to save it inside the htdocs. So what you have to do first, the first thing is you open your XAMPP. I'm going to talk about installing XAMPP. So the first thing is you go to local disk C, you open your XAMPP, you go to htdocs. So let me demonstrate here. This is my localhost or localhost C. I open it, then I go to my XAMPP. XAMPP is a server. This is the server that we are going to use, and on that server we are going to put our database on that server. So from XAMPP you go to htdocs, then on htdocs you create a new folder, then you name it new, then I say PHP course, right? So PHP course, then inside it, then that's where I save that's where I'll be saving my my exercise or my codes. So I come here now, let me say VS Code, I type here VS Code, yeah, this one, then open. Right, when I open it, I click new file, and I just say open folder. Then on open folder I go to local disk. On local disk I go to XAMPP. On XAMPP I go to htdocs. On htdocs I look for the project, for the folder that I've just created, that is PHP, that is PHP course here. Then I select the folder. Now inside here then I can say new file, and I name it. I say first program. Then I say first program dot php. I have to put the PHP extension here. Then I should save this inside the htdocs. I should save this inside the htdocs. So I go to the local disk, then XAMPP, then htdocs, then go to the project folder, my project folder, which is PHP course, like this, create file. So PHP course, then first program.php. So that's what I do. Then the other thing is about XAMPP. So on the XAMPP, you go to, let me switch on my Wi-Fi here. XAMPP is our server. XAMPP is our server. So you go on Google, then you just say XAMPP. So then here you can clarify the PHP version that you want. So, or you can just say XAMPP download for Windows 10. Sorry. Sorry, I'm connecting to the internet. Now these are the XAMPP links. Yeah, these are the XAMPP links. So you can choose any one of them. For example, let's say this one, download XAMPP free latest version, this one. Then I come here, say free download, then it's now downloading 4.2 MBs. Then yes, I have downloaded it. Now after downloading it, I go to my downloads, then I go to my downloads here, then I click it. This one is PHP, it have got PHP version 8. Then I click next, then I click next, then so you follow the steps till it finishes. Then that's how you install your XAMPP. So after installing your XAMPP, so you come here, you just type XAMPP control panel, then you open it like here. Let me open it. Yeah, this one I've got a lot of them. So here you open it. So when you click the XAMPP, you come here, you click yes, you click start, you start the Apache, then you also start the MySQL. This is a database. For database, then you click admin. then I have started my server. So after starting my server, I'll be able to run my codes. Here there's an error, but I'll be able to run my codes after. Yes, I'll be able to run my codes if this is so. After you click start on Apache, you start the Apache, you start my SQL. Then after starting my after starting my SQL, then you click this part admin. Then that's PHP my admin. PHP my admin is a database application where my SQL is embedded. So if you want to create a database, you click here, then you create a database. So that is about XAMPP. So let's move on, looking at the next concept. So basic syntax and structure for PHP scripts. Basic syntax for PHP, basic syntax and structure for PHP scripts. So on the basic syntax, like I said earlier on, during my introduction, you should understand the basic concepts of HTML, since PHP script is embedded inside the HTML code. So as we looking at this code, you can see there are tags that are there. There is first tag, doc type tag. Doc type tag, it specifies the type of the document that you are using. In this case, it is HTML. That's the doc type, document type. It's what? It's HTML. Then from there is an HTML tag. There is an HTML tag here. I'm opening it here. It's being opened here, and then I should close it again. So you open this tag like this, HTML tag, and then you close it here. You should close it here. So then I put this one HTML. So I have closed the HTML tag. So this is the HTML tag, the opening, the closing HTML tag. This one is the opening HTML tag. Now there is also a head tag. You should understand that first there is a doc type tag. Second, there is an HTML tag. The whole code is embedded inside the HTML code. So you put the opening HTML code and the closing HTML code, HTML tag, the opening HTML tag and the closing HTML tag. Then after that, you put the tag for heading, that is the head. This is a tag for heading. You want to type a heading for your tag, so you should put the opening head tag and the closing head tag. This is opening heading tag, closing heading tag. Then inside you put the title of the heading now, and then here I have said example. So this is the opening title tag and the closing title tag. Then after that, we go to the body tag. Inside the body tag, that's where you put the PHP script. That's where you put the PHP code that is inside the body tag. So you put the opening body tag and the closing body tag. So while we are there, PHP tag. Let's go to the let's go to the IDE here. Here we are. This is the IDE. Now, number one, PHP code. It is embedded inside these two tags, this one and this one. So before typing anything, you should put these two tags. Before typing anything, you should put these two tags, this and you should put these two tags. So after that, after putting this tag and this, after putting this tag and this tag, here you write PHP. There you write PHP. Then after that, to type any phrase or any sentence or anything in PHP, you should put echo. That's echo here. So to type anything in PHP, you should put echo. Then after putting the echo, you have to put the phrase that you want to display, that you want to output inside the single quotes, like I have done here. These are the single quotes. These are the single quotes, opening single quote and closing single quote. And after that, you put the same colons. So there are three things here: echo, opening and closing single quotes, and semicolon. You should know these things whenever you want to display anything in PHP. You should put echo, then opening and closing single quotes, and then semicolon. And inside the opening and closing tag, you put what you want to be displayed, what you want the user to see. For example, if I say write a code that displays my name is Tendai, so you put my name is Tendai inside the opening and closing tag. So the echo statement is used to print anything to the screen. For you to print anything to the screen, you should use the echo statement. So that is the basic syntax. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. So on the PowerPoint, there's tags. PHP code is enclosed within these tags. Then statements, PHP statements ends with semicolon. Every variable starts with a $sign. So for you to declare the variable, you should put a $sign. Then functions are defined using the function keyword followed by function name and parameters. So that's the end. This is the end of this is the end of first tutorial or topic 1. So let's do a hands-on exercise together. Creating a symbol hello to the course of PHP. Hope you will enjoy it. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to say hello to complete practical hands-on PHP course. So I'm going to write the code to display that statement. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is to put the doc type tag, doc type tag, doc type, then I specify the doc type as HTML in small letters, HTML, then I close. Then next, the next tag is HTML tag, the opening HTML tag, HTML, and the closing. Then inside the HTML tag I have to put the heading tag, so the opening head tag and the closing. So inside the opening head tag and the closing I put the title tag, title. Then here I write the first program. Then after the heading tag I go to the next tag, which is the board tag, board. Then inside the board tag, that's where I embed my PHP script or my PHP code. So here my PHP script, like I said, the PHP code is put inside this tag. PHP. So then whatever I want to display to the users, I want to print, I put it inside here. So like I said, we use echo statement to display anything to the screen, to print anything to the screen, to display anything to the user. So I want to print, I want to display welcome to complete PHP practical course. Welcome to complete PHP practical course. So I'm going to put the echo here, and after I put the echo, I put single tags. I put single tags here, then and then I close. I put single quotes. Then after I put the single quotes, then okay, then after I put single quotes, then I put the semicolon which ends the code. So here I write what I want to be displayed on the screen, or what I want to be printed. So like I said, hello to the complete PHP practical course. Now I'm done. So how to run this code? What you do is you come here, you come to your browser, and then when you come to your browser, You come to your browser and say localhost, then slash, just a moment. So you come to a browser and say here HTTP, then you put these, then you say localhost. Now here you put the directory. After putting the localhost, you put the directory of where your project folder is. So localhost, then our project folder or our file, our first program file is inside this directory. So what we do is we say localhost, then php course, so then first program. This is inside the localhost, then php course, then first program .php. Then it should display hello world here. Let me check what's the problem. But basically that's the concept. After printing, after running it, it should display the hello world to the browser. So this is now the end of the tutorial. This is now the end of the first program, the first topic. So we meet in the next next lecture for topic 2, tutorial number 2.